Hey, what's up guys, back again with another video in the Java JDA series. This episode I'm going to show you how to make commands with JDA-Utilities.
Y'all must thought that I was gone with spread the whole time. 21. I ran out of weed, I sent your bitch out of town. Oh God. Gave her 1,500 and she came back with pounds. Straight up. Rappers think they it, but they really just clowns. Oh God. Gucci stole 100,000, that's just in.
Okay guys, so we've learned how to make commands, y'all should know how to make them now with, regular JDA, the regular API library. But now we're going to move on to an extension to the main JDA library, which is called JDA-Utilities, okay? So it basically adds a bunch of new methods and capabilities to the JDA framework or library, whatever you want to call it, that we didn't have before, okay? And so the main thing is going to be commands. We're going to be able to do commands in a much more clean and ordered way, and it allows a lot of cool stuff, okay? So yeah, so let's just jump right into it. If we want to start using JDA-Utilities, we need to add it to our project. So we already have our regular JDA added here. So let's go ahead and add the JDA-Utilities. So what we got to do here is copy the JDA-Utilities one. If you don't have the regular JDA, you want to copy both, obviously. Okay. And then we paste it here. Okay, and then we need to put the version here. So if we go back here and if we scroll up, it says the version 2.1.4. So I guess that's the latest one. So we're going to use that 2.1.4, and then now it's going to import it for us, and we should be good to go. And we don't need to establish another repository because we already have the repository that is working for both. Okay, so that should work now. So whenever we want to start making commands with the JDA-Utilities, we need to establish a command builder, basically, which is going to be the thing that holds all of the information for our commands, like the prefix, the commands themselves. You know how before we did JDA add event listener, we're not going to register our commands here anymore. We're going to let it be handled by the JDA-Utilities part of it, okay? So yeah, so what we can do now is do command client builder, okay? So this will establish a new builder, and then we could do stuff with the builder, like register commands, of course. So new command client builder. Okay, and there we go. Oops, I forgot the equal sign. Okay, cool. So there's multiple things we can do with this builder. So if we put a dot here, we can see all the methods that it has. So we can do a bunch of cool stuff like set the game, set the prefix, and what the prefix will be is whenever you type a command, for example, let's say exclamation point roll dice, okay? So this will be the prefix of the command, okay? The thing that actually tells the bot that you're saying a command, okay? So that's what that is. So we're gonna set our prefix to $. That's what I like setting mine to. You could set it to whatever you want to. So yeah, and the next thing we're gonna set is the help word, okay? So if we go here, we can actually see that one of the actual methods that we have available is called the help word, and what this will do is provide the command for the help message, and you'll see in a second. I'll demonstrate what that is. So we'll set ours to help me. So basically what will happen is whenever they type help me in the chat, well, $help me in the chat, it'll send the person who sent the message a private message, giving them all the commands for the bot and telling them how to use them, basically. Okay, it's really cool. And yeah, so once we finish using the builder, setting all its capabilities up, we're going to make a command client, okay? And the client is going to be made, oops, we have to import it. So the client is going to be made from the builder, so client, or builder.build, okay? So yeah, now we're building the builder into the client. And then what we do with the client is register it like we would register a regular command, okay? So new, or just client, actually, not new client, because we already specified a client object. So anyway, the one thing that we're missing is an actual command. So if we want to add commands to our command client builder or to our bot, we do builder.add command, okay? And then here we specify the command class, okay? So let's go ahead and make a new command here. We're going to make a command, we'll make a server info command, so it provides info about the server. Pretty simple, okay? So now we have it here. And then whenever you want to make a commands class, you're not going to be extending event listener anymore. You can simply extend command, okay? And the command is a interface that we're going to be using, okay, to actually do stuff. And we're going to import that, of course. And we'll get back to this in a second. So let's go back, and then now we can register our command class. So new server info, okay? So now it's going to auto import that for us, and there we go. It's all good to go, and it should be all good. So yeah. So we have an error here because whenever you're using a interface, sometimes it has a abstract method, I believe it's called, where whenever you declare a subclass of that interface, you're going to want to implement its unimplemented methods. Okay, basically that's the problem here. So the one that we need to implement basically is a method, or it's just actually the constructor for the interface. Okay, so if we want to make the constructor, of course we could just do public server info. Okay, and then I'll give it that, of course. So that's our constructor, right? And so what we do with the constructor is we set some properties of the command. Okay, so we need to specify what the command actually is. Okay, so to do that we could do this dot and then we have all these options here. So these are all variable references that we can use, and there's some methods here too, but we're going to stick to these variables. So if we want to set the command, we could do this dot name, so that will be the name of the command, so it's equal to, and then here we set it, so it's just going to be server info. So whenever they type $server info, because $ is our prefix, then it'll run this command. Okay, and yeah, so some other things that we can set is an alias. So these are basically other ways they can make this command happen. Okay, so if they type let's establish an alias. So we'll do this dot aliases is equal to new string array, because it doesn't take a single variable or string. It has to be an array, because that's just how it works. The aliases thing is an array. So anyway, we're gonna make a new string array, and then it'll be holding a bunch of strings. Okay, and the strings that it's holding is going to be your aliases. Okay, and for example, one alias that we could have is server. Okay, so what this means is that they can type $server info to run this command, but they can also type $server to run this command. Okay, it's just another way of typing this command. Okay, but this is the main way. Okay, so yeah, it's just a shortened version, I guess you could say. And also, remember, we established the help me word, basically. So whenever they type $help me, it'll give them some information about the command. So if we want to set what the information of the command is going to be, we can set it by doing this dot help is equal to, and then this is what the message will say. So gives information about the server. Okay, so that's what that will do. And yeah, so like I said, we still need to implement unimplemented method, because it's an abstract method. So that's going to be the execute method. So it's going to be public let's see here, protected void execute. There it is. Okay, so then we can now add that, and basically what this is going to do is be our event. Okay, so whenever the command is typed $server info, this part will run. Okay, so this is executing the command, obviously. So we're just going to shorten this to E so I can reference it easier. And yeah, so let's go and test it just to make sure it works. Let's go ahead and do something like this. So E dot let's try well, by the way, you can see here that there's a bunch of new methods that we have along with here. So before in our events, you know, the regular JDA events, we didn't have all these methods at the bottom like reply, but now we have these cool little methods at the bottom that we can use. So yeah, so we're just going to do this here. We're going to reply. So whenever they type $server info, it's going to reply with a message, and we'll say this is a test. Okay, so hopefully that works, and that's actually all we need to get a command working. We need the information for the command. We actually might not even need this. It should maybe still work, but of course you're still gonna want to add this, of course, so they know what the command is, of course. Okay, but anyway, yeah, so this is all you need to actually really have a command working. And of course we already registered it here. We did add command method, and then we registered the whole client into the JDA.addEventListener. Okay, so we're good to go, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So let's go ahead and run this and see if it works. Okay, so it seems we've run into a little error here, and the reason that we ran into this error is because we have not set an owner ID for the bot, and that's something we have to do whenever we're making a bot also. Okay, so your owner ID is basically going to be the ID that comes with your bot itself. So if you want to find the owner ID, we go to the Discord website, the developer portal. So let me get there. Okay, so we're here for this is our basically our bot here that we have in the Discord developer portal. So if we go to bot, or where is it? Where is it? I don't know. Oh, it's the client ID. That's where it is. So yeah, just copy this, and then now if we go back, if we want to add this, we can do builder dot set owner ID, and then all we got to do is paste that as a string, and there we go. And so let's restart our bot now, and it should work. Okie dokie. And so if now let's try testing our command. So we'll do server info, and boom, it works. It says this is a test, so it successfully replied to us like we told it to. So let's actually test the help me command. So if we do $help me, it should work. So we got sent a message by our bot that says, oh cool, that's awesome, look at that. Java bot command, server info, gives information about the server. And then for additional help, contact Java bot, blah blah blah. Anyway, that's really cool. As you can see, it works, and yeah. So now let's actually add more stuff to our command. You know, and that now that we actually got it to work, basically. So like I said before, we're going to be making a bot that is able to give the user some information about the server. So yeah, let's go ahead and make that. So basically, what we want to do is let's make an embed builder that holds all the information about the server, so we can store it and make it look nice and stuff like that. So whenever they do server info, it'll give them a embed giving them a bunch of information. Okay, so let's make an embed builder. So embed builder, and if you don't know how to make embed builders, or if you don't know what it is, go watch last episode where I explained it, or the episode before that, I believe. Okay, so embed builder, we'll call it EB is equal to new embed builder. Okay. And we're going to set the color to red because I like red. Color dot red. Okay. And then let's set the author. Set author. And we'll set it to the guild name, obviously, because you were getting information about our guild or our server. Because, yeah. So e.getGuild.getName. Okay, that's pretty simple, right? And let's give it a thumbnail, which is going to be our... let's just give it a, I don't know, something. So eb.set thumbnail, and I'm gonna copy this little image file or image URL here. I'm gonna paste it. Okay, and yeah, so that should be it for now. Let's go ahead and test it and see if it works first of all. So we'll do server info. No, server info. It's not working. Oh yeah, because we never sent the embed builder. I always forget to do that. So now that we actually made it, we have to actually build it and send it. So we can do that with e.send or get channel send message. Let's think here. eb.build. Okay, cool. So and then .queue, of course. Let's try it again now. Server info, and boom, it works. Pretty simple. Doesn't have any content yet, but it actually works. We got the icon, we got the color, we got the title. Okay, and the server's name Illuminati Productions. That's why it says that there, of course. So let's keep adding stuff. Okay, so now let's add some information to our embed builder, like the server owner. We could do that. So let's do add field, and then we'll say server owner. Okie dokie. And then we're going to provide the owner, so event.getGuild.getOwner.getEffectiveName. And the reason you want to get the effective name and not the nickname, because some users don't have a nickname. Whenever they join a server, they can choose to have a nickname or not. Some of them don't have a nickname. So if you try calling the getName method to a person who doesn't have a nickname, then you will return an error and your bot will crash, okay? So that's why you don't really want to do that sometimes. And if you do, maybe just have a, what's it called? A exception catcher, exception handler, and yeah, or an if statement, whatever you want to do, okay? Anyway, so we'll do, yeah, .get effective nickname, and then it's going to be inline, of course, okay? And then let's also have the member count, so how many members are on the server. So we'll do something like, oh, I actually need to get the number of members, but how do we do that? well, one way we could do it, I know, is by actually having a list of all the members. So let's go ahead and actually do that too. We can provide a list of all the members in the server, and so we could do that. So to get all the members in the server, we could do, let's make an array of a string array. So we'll call it members is equal to new string e.get guild, and then we'll get members, and then dot size. Actually, no, not size. Yeah, we'll do size, because then we can do something in a second. So what we'll do here is initialize an array of members, basically, but there's nothing stored inside of it, right? But inside of here, we stored how big we want the array to be, and we know how big we want it to be by the number of members in the server, of course. So yeah, so if we want to actually store the members in, so we've allocated a spot for every member, of course, basically that's what we did. So if we want to store the number of members in each spot, we need to have a for loop. We could do that, and we could do int I is equal to 0. So as long as I is smaller than e.getGuild dot get members dot size, then I plus plus. So basically it's just going to cycle through every slot that we know holds a member, basically. So it's going to look at every number. It's going to look at how many people are in this Discord server, and then it's going to go through each one. Okay, so let's say there's 5, it's going to iterate 5 times. Pretty simple stuff. So yeah, so we can do members I, so that's the index, of course. So if it's the first member, we're going to do member number 1 is equal to events, or e.getGuild.getMembers.get, and then we're going to get the first index, and then get effective nickname. Okay, so basically that's going to store the name of the person into the first slot, or whatever index this will be. Okay, so that's really cool, actually. And yeah, so so now that we have that, we can actually provide a list of all the members in the server. So before we give the number of members in the server, let's just go ahead and add the list of all the people. So set description, so we're just going to list it inside the description because it looks better. And so we're going to have members, and the double asterisk means it's going to be bold. Okay, that's how you make stuff bold. So that's what that is. And then the forward slash, I forgot which slash it is, but forward slash, backslash, whatever it is, and then an N means new line. Okay, so that's what that is. So members new line is plus arrays dot toString, and then we'll have members in here. So basically that's going to print out the members as a string, if I'm doing this correctly. So, and then we'll also have another new line after that. And so now we're going to provide the invite link. Why don't we do that? So invite link, so it's just more information for the user if they want it. So we'll have a new line after that, and then we'll say plus, and let's go ahead and paste the invite link, and I have it right here. You can join it if you want to. Boom. Okay, cool. So that should do all that. Let's think here. Do we even need this? Yeah, we do, because we're listing every person in the array as a string. Okay, cool. So yeah, that works. So that should list every person that we got up here and set up here. But also, like I said, I want to have the amounts of people that we have in our server. So let's add a field for that. So we'll have member count. Okay. And then we'll do, oh yeah, let's make the C capital so it looks better, you know. So we'll do E, we'll do integer dot toString, because we're going to return the size of the array. So basically it's going to return an integer, but we can only put strings here as a parameter, so we're going to convert this to a string. Okay, so we're going to do e.getGuild, .getGuild.get members dot size. Okay, we have a problem here, looks like. Let's try true. Okay, it should work actually. The error is only there because we didn't have the third parameter. So anyway, that's fine. So that was a lot. So let's try running this and see if it works. Okie dokie. So if you do server info. Awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so it says members, and then it has the member of every person in our server. And that's really cool. Then it has the invite link. We can click that if you want to. Then it has the server owner. That's my nickname currently. And then we have the member count. So that's awesome. Okay. So as you can see, the bot really works. And in my opinion, JDA-Utilities is way cleaner than the regular JDA method of making commands. You don't have to make a new what's called event handler every time. You don't have to use a bunch of if statements and all that stuff to check and see if they're typing the command. But instead, we use these properties here that allow us to set the properties of the command. Okay. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions at all, just leave a comment and I'll help you. Also, we have a Discord that's in the description. You could join it, hang out with us. We currently have 9 members, including Pause, as I showed you a second ago. So make sure you join, hang out with us, whatever you want to do. Also, I have a link in the description that shows all of the code from today's episode. So make sure you check it out. Link, bookmark it, whatever. Use it as a reference because sometimes you forget code. Sometimes I forget code. It happens. So anyway, make sure you do that. Check it out. But if you liked the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, and peace.